Good morning. I'm gonna do a little bit of a early video. So yesterday I wasn't around very much, so I didn't see how the whole thing developed, but I saw that there was a big spike at some point, obviously some news, and then we came back down. We closed at the low side of the range, big range yesterday. We did fill the gap initially, but then the lows rejected, and see I had marked this area as resistance. Then we were one time framing down, we had the spike, then we came down, and then overnight we tagged the SoC, the scene of the crime, where that tweet caused this big spike. But we still haven't tested the low of this, the overnight low from that session. So now there was some news of escalation of the conflict, and we'd been dropping. We got below the range, below the SoC, below, and we were looking to test this area, right? So I had to turn on the 365-day profile, which is the blue one. And you see this, there's a little bit of a low volume node at 6480. So I'm looking for this area to see if this holds, if we do one of these look below and fail. When we open, we look below the overnight low and this low, and then move higher, fill the gap. That's one of the trades that it's a good trade over and over. In this volatility environment, it could happen pretty quickly, so be aware of that. But if sellers are able to hold below this low volume node, then there's really no much references or support until this area. And this area, these red lines are untested lows from before, right? I don't know when they happen. I would have to expand my chart, make it smaller, but I don't want to do it now. But just know that these red lines are lows that haven't been tested, and this area thins out in volume. So like really the thinnest part, what I look always is the thinnest part of where the volume was. So in this case right here, see this area, which happens to be right below all this untested lows. So below 400 there's gonna be a little bit of support, but in here I think we could go through this area pretty quickly, because this was all it's one distribution, right? But there's not much, like, I mean, we do have these high volume nodes right here, so those are targets, but there's really not much support here. And then if bulls are able to get back inside yesterday's range, I'm looking at this a little to see. I'm looking for a little bit of a squeeze if that's the case. Yesterday's value was pretty poor. You see how, like, there's no really an area where we accepted price. This is it was a downtrending day pretty much the whole day. So when that happens, the market tends to repair that and test the other side of value. Obviously now we're very bearish, so for me to say that, it's a little bit like, what the hell is this guy talking about, right? But market likes to repair poor structure. I'm not saying it's going to happen today, but keep this value for this day in mind, because once we start getting inside this range, we might see a quick move above. Now we do have a low volume area right here. So this is the area where I'm looking for sellers to show up. So that means that I'm not expecting the whole move to be retraced, But if we do get inside the range, then I'm looking for sellers to show back up here at the 65, 70 and change area. But for now, keep an eye on crude, because crude has been moving higher. It went from 90 to 96, 97 I think it hit. So as long as crude stays high, we're probably gonna see more selling every rally, and the direction is likely to be down. Gamma is negative across the board, so flow is gonna be amplified, so meaning that if you see bullish order flow, it's gonna be amplified because dealers have to hedge with the flow when gamma is this negative. Means that everything gets amplified by a lot today, so be very careful because moves can be pretty brutal. Volatility is almost hitting 27 now, so it's not gonna be an easy, smooth market price action. So keep that in mind. I said crude was 97. Oil is not. It's still in this area. Remember, I said that 5-day point of control was going to be a magnet for the time being, and then if we break above this low volume area, 45.60, so it's holding pretty well. And silver also holding around the 70 area. Right below 70 there's the 20-day point of control, so that's the magnet for the time being. So if you're trading silver, look for bounces from the 66.50 area back to this area, and right below 70. 71 there's a little bit of resistance, and then stronger resistance at 75. Today we have Michigan at 10 a.m. That's the University of Michigan sentiment final. But most importantly, we're probably going to have a lot of news from the Middle East, and tweets and Trumps and Vance and the Iranians denying everything. So just be careful. All right, good luck.